I can't even go to bed. I was getting ready to go to bed, but apparently Brian Wright had something to say.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
Let me ask you this: who posts a press conference 1 o'clock in the morning? Right now, currently, it is 3 o'clock, and I can't even go to bed. And the only reason why I'm recording this is because I have to leave. I have to leave soon. Okay, I gotta leave, and I'm gonna be gone for like a week. You guys are gonna have plenty of videos ready, but oh God, I can't deal with this. Well, let's go ahead and listen to what Brian Wright has to say. I don't even feel like plugging any of my stuff. Link in the description if you want merch, whatever. All right, Brian, lay it on me, my boy. What do you have to say? Actually, we're gonna speed this up, and we'll do no captions. Captions are unavailable. All right. Crap, you can't hear it. Sorry. Let's try it again.
Assessment. I mean, obviously, we know what we got in Wemby, but did you guys try to move up, and how close did you come?
Yeah, yeah. Every draft, I think you have to. You go through and you build a strategy. You have your order, and players you think could fit your group. And so we did try to move around in the first round a little bit, and then ended up, making the moves that we made to trade out of 33 and then draft 44. But with every draft, I think you have to explore all possibilities, and we did that tonight.
All right, so they did try to move up. Got it.
Was there any specific reason behind trading number 33 that you'd be able to share with us?
No specific reason. I think we went into it with an idea of what we were looking to do there, and when the deal came about where we could move 33 for 2 picks out in the future, we thought that was a good opportunity for us.
Brian, you talked about always looking to move up and always looking at opportunity, right? Or always looking at different things. How different was that dynamic this year, considering that you knew what you had at number 1? And so how did that affect, what you try to do with the rest of the draft as well?
We had a lot more time to think about it. After we made pick 1, we kind of knew where we were targeting, potentially looking to get into other spots. So we had time to kind of work through the strategy and all that. And like I said, we had some opportunities and we made some calls, but we're happy with the way that things turned out tonight.
Okay, so it looked like the Spurs were going to try to trade up specifically. If I know it was a lot of talk as far as trying to get Bilal, so I'm just going to assume that if he would have dropped, then that would have been a more aggressive approach. But it sounds like overall we tried to move up, just couldn't. The plan beforehand, which kind of sucks that everyone already knew our plan, was we were going to trade away one of our second-round picks, and we already talked about that. And then they were just going to go with the best available. And in their opinions, the Frenchman was the best player available, which is fine. I like him a lot, so yeah.
You obviously got a significant player from France, but you picked up another Frenchman in the second round. There were a number of them in this draft. What can you tell us about Sidy Cissoko and the type of player that he is?
Can I give you my assessment? He can guard 1 through 4. He used to be a point guard. Now he's in a position where he had to be more of a role player, which is completely fine. He's shown that he has quite a bit of versatility in that regard, and him being a big man or now being a wing, more than likely, he can also pass the ball fairly well. I mean, he can utilize his skills that he had as a point guard as a point forward now. Take it away, Brian. I'm so sleepy.
He's had a unique path, obviously starting out playing in Europe and then coming over at 18 years old to play with Team Ignite. And so just watching him as the season progressed, he definitely adapted well. When he played in Europe, he played a lot on the ball as a big point guard. Over the course of the year, you saw him get more comfortable playing without the ball and operating as a wing, still utilizing his frame and his playmaking ability and his passing, but being comfortable taking catch and shoot threes and attacking on the second side. And so we were ecstatic that he was there. He was someone we were considering if we had stayed at 33. And so to get him at 44, we felt that was great.
Good stuff.
I just want to kind of take me through the evolution of scouting Victor. When was he first on your radar as a prospect, and what has it been like watching him over the years from where he was to where he is now?
Yeah, he was on our.
He should have been on their radar years ago, right? I don't know. You'll see.
Our international scouts radar very early, 15 years old, and
there it is.
you start hearing of this young player with tremendous talent, tremendous size. And so, we started to see him, some of us maybe when he was 16, 17, he always played up. And so the rumors of him had spread, and obviously as we all go see him, we see the unique talent that he was, but also, you look over the course of that time period, just how he's grown and developed as a player.
By the way, Batum, I know you guys know Batum. He was actually one of the first people that noticed how great he was. And I'm just going to assume, because he does communicate with Tony, maybe he spread or passed the word to Tony. Maybe Tony passed the word to us. I don't know. But it's a wildfire when it comes to prospects. So who knows? Scouting guys talk to each other. They talk amongst other franchises. So, yeah.
Player to now, leading his team to the championship of the French League, and that's no easy task. That's one of the best leagues in the world, and he did that, carrying that team on his shoulders. So his evolution has been fun to watch. But it's been 3-4 years now we've been following him.
You indicated Monday the plan was to just play things out with this group, be patient with them. Can you elaborate on that a little bit more about how the core that you have now, how it interacts with Wemby and what you see going forward?
How our core interacts with Wemby.
I think when we set out on this draft journey a few years ago, we wanted to find pieces that were very versatile, that could play with different types of players, different offensive systems and styles. And obviously, core thing to us and what we do is the unselfishness, the body movement, the ball movement, and trying to play an intelligent brand of basketball. And we think we have a young group of guys that can do that. And obviously, adding a talent like Victor just only adds to that.
Hi, Brian. Nick Ruiz, 1200 WOAI. Wemby and his trainer have a very close relationship.
Oh, are they about to ask if he's going to come along? Please ask for that. That's such a good question. From what we understand, from what we've seen, it sounds like that is going to be the case. But yes, that's a good question.
Are there plans to bring the trainer over to San Antonio?
Yes, bring him.
I don't know. It's obviously they definitely have a great relationship, and he's done some unique things with Victor.
Him over.
So we obviously will want to learn and see how things go. But he's done tremendous work with Victor to this point. And so we'll see where that goes.
All right. This sounds like we're going to hire him.
Asked about the roster a little bit. There are some guys that have, I guess, some decisions to make around some guys here in the coming days and this summer, obviously. Do y'all have a feel for the group that you're going to want to bring back at this point?
I think you spend so much time and attention on preparing for this night. There's so much that goes into it. And now that this night is over, you start to, make sure that you're having the conversations internally you need to have about the roster and where you're going. So over the course of the next week or so, we'll be having those conversations to figure out that path.
You talked about, obviously, Victor's a tremendous talent, but can you talk about just his personal character? I mean, it seems like home run both sides.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys are paying attention over the last few days as he's been in New York, and just to hear the commentary, to hear the approach. It's obviously a mature young man, and we can't wait to get to know him and add him to the group. I'm sure our guys are excited to spend time with him and build those relationships, but a very unique and humble and thoughtful young man for sure.
In terms of the young core you got, Brian, is it safe to say that because of that young core and what you have in him and what you like about him, that was maybe the reason why there was no move in the draft? There was no move back into the lottery? Maybe an asking price was too much?
No, I'm sure he's going to answer this well, but I doubt it. I doubt that the reason the Spurs didn't move up in the drafts because they were so content with their team or content with their guys right now. I doubt it.
Somebody who wanted to make that was a possibility for Trey?
Yeah, I don't think we discussed anything like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, we have a good group of players, not just young players, all of our players. We really like how this group can blend together, and so we'd like to see that. So as we were looking to move around in the draft, that was never really a conversation.
And then one more for me. What's the priority from here on out in terms of putting a team around what you guys were able to do? Well, I say putting around, you've already got some pieces in place too, right? But building the roster from here on out, what do you prioritize going into the offseason?
Sleep first, and then after that, like I said, we'll have some
I
conversations
need some sleep.
internally about direction and things we want to do, and then we'll work from there.
What's your plan with Trey, keeping him? Also, just housekeeping-wise, Zach gets guaranteed tomorrow, right?
Yeah. So Trey will be a restricted free agent, and so we'll have to work through that process. But he's been great for us. He's meant a lot to the program. He is quiet glue, and so we'll see what happens there. And yes, Zach will be with us next year.
Hey, Brian, Zach from Useful and WAI. No, this is on mine, lighthearted note, but years of studying and looking into Wemby and everything like that. But as soon as Commissioner Silva said Spurs are on clock, how quickly was that call turned in or card or whatever the process is now to get that name turned into the league?
It definitely was a lot faster than it seemed on television. I think we were in for the entire time period, but they had some content they had to fill. So, yeah, I mean, we knew what direction we were going. We were all excited, and as a group to see it called in and just to see his reaction and the emotions that it brought to him, we were all just fired up as an organization for what's to come.
Anybody else? Once, twice? Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Well, we'll see y'all Saturday.
Nice. Good job. Good job, Brian Wright. You did great. That was some good answers you gave, my boy. Overall, good stuff. No comments yet because it's literally at the middle of the night when they upload this. Hold on. Did they upload anything else? Okay. We already talked about this. All right. Cool. Good stuff. Good stuff, Spurs. I'm proud of you, I think. All right, guys, I'm sleepy. I'll talk to you later. If you like the content, subscribe to your boy, clanthemerchfan.com, or become a Patreon YouTube member. Link in the description. Bye.